a touchback off of the foot of Mantinelli. And this time the Spartans will start at their 20.
See if the Spartans can generate a running game here. Partner, the passing game hasn't been very fruitful.
Becker in motion, has to stop or hold up a little bit. Pitch comes to this near side. That is Hill. Hill is ahead for a gain of 12 and a Doherty first down.
Good play on the first snap here. Hurry up offense in play for Spartans.
10:57 left to go before halftime. Early start to this one. Give it to Becker on the end around. And Becker drops his shoulder, tries to cut inside the Hill block. He'll manage to pick up 2 on the play. Well, we'll give him a gain of 3 as they respot the ball about the 36-yard line. So 2nd and 7.
Douglas County smelled that play out.
Gish carries out the play fake after the give to Hill, and Hill tries the center of that Huskies defense and is only going to get about 2 yards before he is thrown back.
And I give the Douglas County defense credit. They're not even concerned about the Spartan passing game at this point. So Doherty's going to have to make them respect that with some short and intermediate passes.
Gish at quarterback, 2 receivers left. Fake it to Hill, roll out to the right, in trouble. Gish steps up. Wide open is Brandon Becker. And Becker has the completion down to the 45-yard line. That is a pickup of 18 and another Spartan first down.
Intermediate passing game, partner. That's what you got to go to. If they're not going to respect you, you got to make them respect you.
Hill tries the left-hand side. He'll be ahead for a nice gain of 5. Bring up 2nd and 5. Douglas County doing some substitution on their defense, keeping the legs fresh. Quick pass out into the flats. Broken tackle finally caught inside the 20. I don't see a flag on the field, but they are, oh, there it is, just picked up by the official. So this one's coming back on the Spartans.
Mark Van Gamble, let us know what it was.
Holding offense, number 8. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, 2nd down.
Umberhagen had the reception, but Brandon Becker with the holding downfield. So now we'll replay the down, but it's 2nd and we'll call it 13. Spartans need the 35 for the first down.
Illegal motion.
Now you got a legal motion. Hill came to the line of scrimmage prematurely.
Actually, they called the illegal shift too. So, a couple of things.
Somebody needs to remind Mr. Hill that this isn't the Canadian Football League. You can't go towards the line of scrimmage when you're in motion.
That's a fact.
So 2nd and 13. Gish tucks it under, takes it what he can get on the left-hand side, and he'll pick up about 8 yards. Umberhagen throws him a nice block out there from his receiver position.
I like the play call. You want to get some of it back on this down?
We have yet to have a timeout called in this game midway through the 2nd. Gish rolls out, in trouble, now doubles back. Alla Francis Tarkington slips inside an oncoming charging defender. And he's ahead inside the 35. That should be enough for a first down.
Yep, if it's inside, he got it. You're right. And
right to the line. And what got him that extra little bit, He slipped in the tackler for Douglas County, who was charging. That was Tucker Moore. Timeout, our first of the game, taken by the Huskies after the first down. 7:58 before halftime here on an early Friday edition of District 11 Friday Night Football. This is game one of a doubleheader. We invite you to stick around if you're a Huskies fan and watch the Coronado Cougars and the Grand Junction Central Warriors go. They will kick off about 7:30. But now we've got a pretty good one between these two teams. Defenses are playing well. The offenses are struggling just a little bit.
Just a tad.
And save one 66-yard play from Graves, or two Graves from Jackson, we'd still be scoreless midway through the second.
And judging how fast this game is going, partner, we might start that second game at 6:30.
6-0 is our score. There you see the smaller than usual Doherty sidelines.
The students still in school. Don't know if they'll come up now that school is out, but we'll see.
And a lot of parents off at work. But a big play on that cut in by Gish. And youngsters, if you're watching and Sir Francis Tarkington doesn't ring a bell, there's your Google homework assignment. We'll take a three-page essay paper on it. Send that to channel 16 at d11.org. Inside handoff to Hill. He kicks it to the outside. And he'll be all the way down to the 20-yard line. Big play for the Spartans as Hill goes for 15 and another first down.
Not a lot of backside defense discipline on that play by Douglas County. Left that thing wide open. Hill took advantage of it.
Quickly to the line, the Huskies trying to substitute to keep fresh legs in there. He'll give it off to the right, now cut it back in, cut it back out. And he'll be tripped up, saving the touchdown. And then helping Hill up was the cornerback on that side for the Huskies.
And our Buzzy Oz again. Nope, that's like
That's Peyton Simon, the 5'11", 140-pound senior.
Okay.
So a gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Doherty can pick up the first down with a yard and make it goal to goal. Give it to Hill around the left side this time, following a wall of pulling blockers down to the 9-yard line. That'll be enough to set up 1st and goal for the Spartans as they are on the move. The most sustained drive that anybody has seen today. We are at 7:30 of the second quarter and counting. Hill, the give off to the left, and this time the pursuit by the Pottinger, Branson Pottinger, the 6'1", 180-pound junior. And now we have got a timeout called. Doherty, they take their first. So we are here 7:07 before halftime. Doherty looking to answer the touchdown put up by the Huskies on their last possession. And we have seen a lot of matching today. Punt, 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 fumble, fumble, punt, 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 touchdown. So it would only be synchronous for the Spartans to punch this in and tie the game after missing an extra point.
Amen.
I'm sure Craig Decker, Gaborik Decker's dad, doesn't want me saying that his son is going to miss the extra point. I'm sure Gaborik won't, but the wind is a factor. And if it was open at the other end, it is really open at the south end of the field.
Amen. That is not a fun place to kick with wind blowing like it is right now.
The bleachers cut off on the south end, folks, about the 10-yard line. And so there is 20 yards of space, and the ball would be spotted about the 10-yard line. So it would have a serious crosswind the entire way versus the other side of the field where the bleachers actually extend beyond the back of the end zone, as this field has somehow migrated south over the course of 55 years. Give the handoff to Hill around the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle inside the 5 as he lunges through. Great penetration by Pottinger, but unable to make the tackle. And Hill able to advance the ball down to the 4-yard line. It will be 2nd and goal, or they're showing 3rd and goal.
Almost broke a tackle and was able to.
And we are back from some technical difficulties, we are told. Motion now. Becker in at quarterback trying to punch it in, and there is the fumble. Second Doherty fumble and recovered by Stonebreaker. So Doherty goes looking to answer, and they turn it over at the goal line. Recovered in the end zone for the touchback by the Huskies.
And that was, he was a little tentative when he hit the line, and that defense started gang tackling. And once they do that, coaches will teach some of those guys, if you're not in that first group, go for the ball. And that's what they did, and they got it out of there.
So the second lost fumble by the Spartans today.
I think I saw the Grand Central Warriors bus pull up to the stadium, partner.
Now a high snap to Jackson. Keep it on the ground off the right-hand side.
He's still
and
moving.
Just like a rugby scrum,
still moving.
The pile is moving out close to the 30-yard line.
About a yard short.
Gain of 9. That'll be bring up a 2nd and 1. With the carry, that is Dominic Sanchez, the 5'10", 190-pound senior. Jackson back to the huddle from his sideline. Spartans pick up 4 first downs, have a nice sustained drive from their 20 to the goal line and cough it up. Looking to tie this game. Now defense back on the field. Jump by the Doherty defense, but no flag comes out.
Didn't get in that neutral zone.
This is Spencer Graves on the reverse. And he will be wrapped up by the Spartans.
Logan Sifford did some great weak side help on that play. He ran cross field and stopped that from being a long gainer. Give him a lot of credit.
Coming up on the corner for the Spartans was Dylan Crossett, who is in playing the right cornerback. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Up the middle. Gain of about 5 out to the 40. And that is Sanchez. Ball at the 40-yard line, 2nd and 5. Jackson back, plenty of time, sidesteps a little bit of pressure, throws down the center. Deep post being run by Moore. And just a little bit out in front of Tucker Moore.
Yeah, Moore slowed up. That's what happened, partner, as he ran that route. I don't think he thought that ball was coming to him, and he slowed up just a tad. And next thing he knew, he had to put the Jets back in motion again because the ball was coming at him.
Tucker Moore just 1 reception on the year for 4 yards. Was the intended target there.
Might have seen why.
4:21 left to go before half here at Gary Berry Stadium. 2 receivers left. That is Graves in motion. Fake the give, little read option. And with the tackle, that was A.J. Tracy, the middle linebacker for the Spartans. Might have gotten away with a little bit of a face mask, but no flag from this officiating crew. Gain of 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3, or 4th and 3 for the Huskies. 4th and 3.
And I can confirm now that was the Grand Central bus because they're coming onto the field right now, partner.
So punt formation for the Huskies. Mantelli with the late lineman on. Mantelli fields it on a bounce. Flag is going to fly for illegal substitution.
Well, I don't think it'll be illegal substitution. I think he didn't get set before the ball was snapped. Let's see if that's what it is. Yeah, false start. He came out, but he came out onto the line. What Douglas County should have did was shifted everybody inside and let him stay outside. Then he wouldn't have had to have been set when that ball was snapped.
Parents hollering for Douglas County to waste the second timeout. Take the penalty the way the wind is blowing and another short kick. Doherty has figured out the motion of this punter. Mantelli, he ranges to the right, so they're bringing pressure from that side, trying to get to him.
Yeah, that rugby style kick. And this is the second time we've seen a punt on coming from south to north that just kind of went up and died.
So Doherty will take over at the 45 after the very short punt. Good field position for the Spartans. But partner, it's time to finish a drive. Your previous fumble, you gave it to him deep in your own end. And breaking off the left-hand side, that is Brady Gish with the keeper. And Gish picks up almost 20, gain of 19.
Got about 3 minutes and 15 seconds to get this ball down into the end zone. Enough time, I think.
Gish roll out this way after sending everybody. Pass out to Becker. Hit him in a bad spot, partner, right in the breadbasket. Brandon Becker was open and found at the 30, did everything but apply the stickum before the game.
There you go. Fred Blitnikoff would not be happy with that one, partner.
And there's another Google assignment for anybody under 35.
Okay, 35. Okay, I'll give you that.
Second and 10. Give off to Hill. Hill cuts back into the center down to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 6. Bring up 3rd and 4. We are cruising in this first half. We have played less than an hour. Hill to the left side this time. Skips one tackle. Carries another man close to the 20-yard line.
Just stepped right out of that tackle. That was a good run by Hill. Spartans moving that ball, partner, and 2.5 left.
Oz Martinez, the one taken for a ride at the end of that run. Gish with the fake one way, now pull out the other way, and he will be run out of bounds. And that was Bobby Esparza to that side that time. Martinez hustling out. Stonebreaker will take over, normally a linebacker, but out there on the corner, trying to stop this offense. And pass inside, batted up in the air, still batted around.
Boy, that was dangerous.
Aaron Ford, who was running chains for the Spartans a couple weeks ago, would have enjoyed that volley, but he's a volleyball coach. Dangerous pass, especially in this wind, the way balls have been holding up.
You kidding.
Big third down here, 3rd and 3 for the Spartans. Give it off the left-hand side. Little shake and bake inside the 10, ball on the ground. And another turnover by the Spartans. That is fumble loss number 3. This one, a second one inside the red zone.
Oh, boy.
And I was trying to think, was that Reichert, the sophomore?
Tell you what, in that Doherty locker room at halftime, I got a feeling that ball security will be one of the first things they talk about.
Doherty has moved the ball, especially here in the second quarter, at will on this Huskies offense. But they have turned it over 3 times, twice in the red zone. So Douglas County takes over at the 7. Holding on to this 6-point lead.
2 minutes left now, partner. I think they can run this down. Doherty, if they didn't get the first down, Doherty get the ball back with about 45 seconds left.
2nd and 4 after the gain of 6.
They're smart, they'll run the play clock down, but they're not.
Modified double wing, give it to Stonebreaker up the middle, and he's going to get to about the 15. They're going to give him a generous spot out to the 17.
Now, if you're Doherty, why don't you use your timeouts here? Well, because they're running a fast break offense, so you don't need to. Up there, Doherty did call timeout. Okay.
Taylor Stonebreaker, the tailback on those last carries, picked up 9. Bring up 3rd and 1, but a timeout called by the Spartans.
And good one.
1:31. 30-second timeout, so just enough to change players. Douglas County has been rotating in defenders, trying to keep some fresh bodies in there against this Doherty offense.
I think Doherty was just trying to save some time also. Oh, wait a minute, the clock's running, so that wasn't a timeout.
And they're still showing 2 timeouts left for the Spartans. They did take one earlier. Give up the middle, looking for the first down, and just past the chains, it looks like. Now timeout taken by Douglas County. It's like their second timeout, 1:06 on the clock at the Doherty 18. So wanting to try to put something together here. They slipped that screen earlier for a 66-yard touchdown. Maybe they're going to try something to set up something like that to Graves once again. Looking at the Doherty sidelines here. Barry Reed, Walter Johnson, if you're viewing from Douglas County on YouTube or Facebook or on the District 11 website, we thank you so much for the tune in. We also welcome those in the Springs watching the same way or on our traditional TV channels. Comcast Channel 16, Falcon Broadband Channel 73, or CenturyLink 8004.
Now, the only thing I can think of here, partner, is Douglas County won the toss and they took the ball. So they know they're going to kick this ball off to Doherty to start the second half. Maybe that's why they're trying to get something going here. We'll see.
A lot of field to go in 66 seconds. Stonebreaker resets around Jackson. Pitch out to this side. Stonebreaker with a nice bounce in out move. And he will be knocked out of bounds. With the tackle in the defensive backfield, that is Crosset. That takes just 8 seconds off of the clock, and it is a gain of 14.
Yeah, but if I'm on that Doherty sideline, I'll let you run the ball all day long right now because you got too many yards to go and not enough time to do it.
But the Spartans have got to keep them in bounds and force them to use that last time out. Let that clock run out. 3 receivers to the right now for Jackson. Stonebreaker slides over. Jackson in trouble on the keeper.
Now you got
a big hole in the middle. Across midfield inside the 45 is Jackson. Calling on his offense. He wants to spike it to kill the down. But it is a pickup on the play, and so timeout while they reset the chains.
I think they're going to run a play here too. I don't think they're going to spike it.
Gain of 20 on the run by Jackson. 3 receivers to the right, 4-man front, 5 on the line for the Spartans. Now Jackson dancing around in trouble, lets it go late, and the closest man there is the Spartans, and that is Draymond Hill in the end zone. So Jackson throwing a dangerous pass, could have been intercepted by Hill, but he threw it away far enough that Hill couldn't get it. 55.3 seconds left to go.
He threw that one hoping his receiver would out battle the defensive back on that, but Hill actually had a better track on that ball than his receiver did.
Jackson looking a little Cam Newton-esque on that nice 20-yard run.
A little more of Mr. Jackson than Cam. He ain't big enough to be Cam.
2nd in and 10. Handed off up the middle, and there is the 3rd and final timeout taken by Douglas County. Stonebreaker on the carry will pick up 5, set up 2nd and 5. So here's the situation. Ball for Douglas County on the 44-yard line of the Doherty Spartans. 27.2 seconds left. You're out of timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has got to be to the sidelines and step out of bounds.
Or first down.
To try to preserve this.
Or first down and get to the line.
The wind blowing from east to west, shifting to southeast to northwest at times here this afternoon. It's been steady. You've heard it in our microphones off of our cameras. Mentinelli is 4 of 4 on his field goal attempts. 44 is his long. Right now, he's still in the 50-yard range. Huskies need to pick up another 10 or 15. And this is going to be a run straight up the middle, hoping to pop Stonebreaker. But he is gathered in after a gain of about 6. Clock running inside of 15 seconds, inside of 12 seconds, and the Huskies have done all the damage they want to do here in the first half, or they could do here in the first half. 6-0 is the lead they will take to the locker room. And we have played one half here on Friday afternoon at Garry Stadium. And the visitors, Douglas County, looking to improve back to 500 and get a big league opening win here. And the Doherty Spartans giving the ball the story in the first half, giving the ball away 3 times, twice in the red zone, keeping this from being a tie game or a touchdown or a field goal lead for the Spartans. Take a quick break here with the Huskies up 6 at halftime. Come on back to the second half here on the District 11 channels and social media.
education is one of those things that really, it starts at the beginning with your families and the connections that you make. And I was blessed enough to come from a family that's very positive, and they love education. My mother works in this district. I have grandparents that work in the district. And then I graduated from Doherty in 2009. And so I really feel like I have that morale to boost with this district. I had originally gone to school for psychology, and I was very interested in neuroscience and the brain and the medical aspect of things. And the more I got into the medical world, I saw all these different individuals that were just struggling with life's day-to-day challenges. Nothing huge or drastic, not these big mental health issues that a lot of people think when they think of counseling, but rather those adjustments of the daily living and what everybody goes through.
She's always looking to make situations better. She works with PBIS in our school and is a huge change agent for that as well. I love working with Brooke because I know that my kids are always going to be listened to, cared for, and she gives her whole heart to them.
She is an amazing counselor. She works with our community, with our teachers, and with our students to help with any mental health issues or any of our supports throughout the community. She connects resources to families, and she does all of this with a smile.
One of the biggest roles of a school counselor is working and collaborating with everybody in the building. And to rely on one person in the building with support of others was a huge task to manage. And I just really want to thank the community for passing that MLO. I think with that MLO passing, we were able to have an additional mental health person in our school. And so not only do we have the expertise of a school counselor, but now we have that expertise of a psychologist in the district, specifically in our own school, which hasn't happened for a long time, having two people there to support all needs of the students.
What sets Colorado Springs School District 11 apart from other districts? Some say it is our dedicated and talented staff who are devoted to the education and learning of our students. Some say it's because D11 achieves excellence through diversity, or because we serve the unique needs of all. We know we dare to empower all students to profoundly impact our world. But what does any of this have to do with our brand? We believe our district's brand is what other people say about us when we're not around. Our brand is the perceptions we own, what our audience expects from us, and what they think we've delivered. It contains who we are and what we're becoming, and reflects our values and our ideals. And if we are to influence those perceptions, we need to be intentional about how we tell our story. Colorado Springs School District 11 is thrilled to announce the official launch of a new brand identity and messaging system.
Just as our school district stands out in a competitive field, we wanted our brand to stand out against our competitors. Colorado Springs is as much a part of D11 as D11 is a part of Colorado Springs. D11 is Colorado Springs' school district. In our workshops with the local creatives who led the design, we sketched hundreds of D11s. It was critical that we selected the D11 structure and font that would set our brand apart from any other. Teams involved in this process looked at logos from over 130 school districts around the country. Many of the Colorado Springs districts had one thing in common: mountains. We wanted D11 to stand out from the crowd, so it was decided no mountains. Why the color red? How else could we stand out? School districts around the country use every color you can imagine in their branding. But here in town, we noticed fewer districts using red. Red really makes us stand out from the rest. I learned that there is so much more to determining a brand identity than simply sitting down and creating a logo. There is a lot of psychology that goes into the process behind the scenes. Doing the research, conducting interviews with stakeholders, and understanding what the organization is really all about is so important to the design and message architecture. The final test? Does it look good in print? On a building? On a school bus? On a football field? We think so.
In addition to visual guidelines, the new D11 brand system includes messaging based on research conducted in the community and input from a cross-sectional committee. Thank you to all the students, parents, educators, and district staff who participated in this project and who shaped D11's reputation all day, every day. The D11 story is your story, and we want to tell it well. This is D11, and this is how we inspire every mind.
Outdoor Leadership is a new program here at Tesla, and we are the first one in Colorado Springs to offer this to our students. And we go from starting with wilderness first aid and include a wilderness first responder, an interpretive guide, and backcountry cooking, and all types of different things to prepare our students for the industry and the outdoors.
Yeah, so Yanni is teaching wilderness medicine, and I have experience in cave rescue. So the students are going to be learning about how to put a person into a cave rescue stretcher.
You're going to go and protect the spine. So what your job is going to be is go ahead and get either to grab or we have the angle done up so that you can grab onto this. Your job is going to be giving commands and to be telling us what to do. Okay, are you ready?
It's the kind of equipment that can be used above ground as well for mountain rescue. They're going to be learning about how to move a patient using pulleys and ropes.
The ground just feels so weird. Awesome! Okay, let's go ahead and keep on going, keep on going. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
So I created Cave Sim as a way to teach people how to be nice to caves while doing rescue. And when I moved to Colorado, I started doing cave rescue, and I realized, hey, we are destroying caves while practicing for rescue. And so I made this big system, and it has computer scoring. So you're crawling through the cave passage, and you get a score based on how careful you are as you explore.
My favorite part of being a school counselor is just working with the students, right? I get to, as the AVID counselor and coordinator, I get to work with students who have a lot of barriers and maybe aren't represented in college atmosphere. So it's the best of the best. They're very determined. They want to go to college. They want to succeed. They have a lot of things that are holding them back that maybe they don't have any control over. So I show up every day to work with them and be a part of their lives. School counselors, I think, really help give us, allow them to stabilize at school and give them the support they need to know they can keep moving forward and to take those next steps. Or just to have somebody to talk to be like, this is a struggle of mine and I don't know what my next steps are. I don't know my own strengths to be able to move forward.
I want to thank Ms. Renton for believing in me, for being more than a counselor, but for also being a friend. For allowing me to strive and for reminding me every day that I'm capable of more than what the world tells me that I'm capable of and what I think I'm capable of.
I think the most important thing was how much she's prepared me for, going to college and being able to start to chase my dreams and, work towards these things that I want to accomplish. She's put in a lot of work and a lot of extra time for me, and it's greatly appreciated.
Our AVID program is fairly new. It's about 5 years old, but it is providing a systemic change to how we work with students as our demographics change in our school and in our district. And so really providing a program and a support structure for these students to have their culture recognized, right? Have their family dynamics recognized in the classroom. Having an elective class for them to go to that's like a home base where they can find positive peers that are working towards the same goals as them is monumental and life-changing for these kids.
The AVID program is so top-notch. It's excellent. All 3 years I've been in it, I've had super supportive teachers that know what they're talking about and they know how to get you, the student, where you want to go. And I really don't think I would have been able to accomplish as much as I can without this program.
With the MLO passing, right, and being able to solidify another counselor on a department team, there's so much gratefulness to our taxpayers for passing that because that's allowed us to really get deeper into the work of closing achievement gaps for our underrepresented students, to making sure more students have completed the FAFSA so that they can access a college education, whether that's 4-year, 2-year trade, community college. Working on making sure that those barriers that students are coming across as they enter their freshman year, which is a very hard year of high school, make sure that kids have the support that they need in a counselor and an intervention team so that they can be successful, and be able to move forward.
I believe school counselors are important because they do a lot more than what's in their job description. They become your motivation. They become something that they become people that you look forward to talking to. They become the people that in 10 years down the line, they become the people that you look to and say, I'm here because of they were in my life.
And back to Gary Berry Stadium on a beautiful but windy Friday afternoon. The first half of our doubleheader, the 5A South League matchup between the Doherty Spartans and the Douglas County High School Huskies. And Barry Reed, Walter Johnson, Media Production Services for District 11, bringing you the game today on the internet and also on the District 11 channels. Story of the first half, Palmer, we've got one score. Douglas County, Graves from Jackson, 66 yards on a little receiver undercut screen, center screen, however you wanted to describe it, went 66 yards, couple missed tackles, but Graves able to break those tackles and go the distance. That's our only score, because of 2 Doherty fumbles in the red zone. One, Brandon Becker about to cross the line, reaching out and coughing it up. The other, on the next to last possession, Doherty at the 7 and coughing up the football, going in with plenty of time before the half. And then the half ended, the Huskies started moving the ball, but had to use that last time out. And that cost them any chance. The Huskies won the opening kickoff, or won the opening coin toss and decided to receive. So the Spartans, trailing 6, will get the ball to start things here in the second half. And they've been able to move the ball. Let's see if they can actually finish a drive.
I thought they wanted that football because their offense was going to be prolific, and they haven't done much on offense today. So we'll see now if Doherty can finish. They've been able to move the ball. They just haven't been able to finish this afternoon, so we'll see.
We have seen 7 punts and 4 turnovers, one by Douglas County that Doherty proceeded to give right back. This one comes down at the 7-yard line. Keeping his feet is Umberhagen with the receiver, or with the return. And he will set the Spartans up at the 24-yard line to start the second half.
See what the adjustments the Spartans offensive coaches made at halftime. See if they get this offense rolling a little bit.
Brody Gish back at quarterback. Give it off to Hill around the right-hand side. Hill following some blockers. And Hill is ahead for a gain of 11 out to the 35 and a Doherty first down.
Yeah, that's a pretty good roll coming out of the locker room.
One play and a first down. Better would have been one play and a touchdown.
There you go.
2 receivers left. Fake it to Hill. Read option, keeper by Brody Gish. Good block downfield. Gish is into Huskies territory and finally knocked out of bounds by Peyton Simon on the far side. Let's see where they say he got knocked out of bounds, at the 33-yard line. But another first down. Chains are set. Spartans right back at it. Give it to Hill. And Hill is tripped up. That is Andrew Phillips, the 5'8", 160-pound senior inside linebacker, making the play. Straight up the middle by the Spartans.
That Hill?
Robert Crawford, the senior, into the backfield.
It is an adjustment.
So Robert Crawford, it's a change for the Spartans and another first down. Crawford puts the ball on the ground. Gish dives for it. And I think Brody Gish got back on it. A little lackadaisical on the handoff between Gish and Crawford. And just about disaster once again for the Spartans.
It would have been the 3rd red zone turnover. And, oh, that's just not good. Mark Van Gambler wants to take some time to look at something here. We got a injured Douglas County player.
Case Linden coming off for the Huskies.
Straight to
He'll make his way over to the training bench to get looked at here.
Favoring that right leg.
2nd and 14, the give to Hill this time. Hill trying to find something on the right side. Finds a little seam on the right sideline, gets down to the 9. It'll be a gain on the play of 6. It'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Spartans. Both of these teams running a hurry-up offense. We have not seen much huddling at all today.
Not at all. That's what I was saying. We thought we might be late getting that second game in. This thing might be early.
Gish with the keeper to the right, into the end zone, and Doherty ties it up. 10 minutes and 20 seconds in. It took him 1:40 to go down the field. But they have tied it at 6 apiece, and now Gaborik Decker will come on to do the extra point. And again, this is the trouble end of the field where the Huskies missed their extra point. Good snap, good hold, and Gaborik Decker gives the Doherty Spartans the lead. 10:20 to go here in the third quarter. And the Spartans take the opening drive and drive right downfield. And Brody Gish finishes it off.
Well, I wondered what adjustments they would make coming out of the locker room. They seemed to have made some pretty good ones because that drive didn't take long at all, and it was pretty effective.
Bigger, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go 76 yards.
Take a look at that touchdown run again here, partner, if we get a chance before we get this kickoff underway.
For Brody Gish, that is his third rushing touchdown of the year.
Faked it, and it really didn't fool the Douglas County defensive line. They just weren't fast enough to get out there and get to him before he was able to turn the corner and sneak into the pylon there.
Give credit downfield to DeRubis, who was maintaining his block, allowing Gish to get down to the goal line. And I think DeRubis and Gish faced each other in the middle school boys basketball classic a couple years ago. Stonebreaker wants it broken, but he'll get wrangled in at the 40. Big return for Tyler Stonebreaker. All the way out to the 40-yard line, return of 30.
Oh, he was real, real close to getting into a foot race and seeing if he would get to that end zone. Speaking of foot races, partner, tomorrow is the first in the series of the Commander-in-Chief Trophy games. Air Force and Navy will exchange pleasantries up in Annapolis.
The 3-1 Falcons with a big win over the University of Colorado Buffaloes. This is Sanchez breaking a couple tackles. Great penetration in the backfield for the Spartans. But finally there for the tackle. That was Seawright, the senior, Jaquay Seawright. So now 2nd and 10. Doherty brings 7 up into the box. Handoff to the right to Graves around to the left side. Graves takes a wallop on the far side, but he's into Spartan territory with a gain of 13 and a first down to the 47-yard line.
Well, we got some folks down there for Douglas County. Not a bad showing, actually. I'm not so sure Grand Central's going to bring many people down. We might have a pretty quiet second game. Well, actually, Coronado will be over here, so we won't have a quiet second game.
Graves comes in motion. He'll fake the handoff. Jackson looking downfield. Little bit of a push off. No flag on the play. The intended receiver was Tucker Moore, but as he's been all day in coverage, Escalante Garcia. Good coverage, and I think Mr. Moore got away with a little bit of a push-off there.
Oh, he got away with a lot of push-off, actually, but that's a route that you want to run, but you want to run your receiver down to the post after about 30 yards because you've got the defender pushing you toward that sideline. So you've got to put that into your play that if that defender's pushing you to that sideline, break off the pattern and go down the middle. The middle was wide open.
3-by-1 the formation. Graves on the jet sweep motion. Pass comes out to this side, is complete and down on the ground.
Yeah, can't get up in high school, son.
With the catch, that is Ty Park, the 5'9" senior.
Yeah, I got
Park is able to pick up 5 and make it 3rd and 5.
I got such mixed feelings about that play when the kid's on the ground already. Get back to that later.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Jackson steps to his left and talks to his receivers that way. Sanchez in at the backfield. This one intercepted and down to the knee. A.J. Tracy with his first interception of the year for the senior. And the Spartans, who turned it over twice in the red zone and about turned it over a 3rd time, have their 2nd turnover against the Huskies. A fumble and now the interception return.
He never saw him. He was sitting in the middle there. Don't know why he was sitting there. He might have been spying the quarterback in case he ran. He never saw him, and he threw it right into his hands.
Spartans take over at their 36. Give it to Hill going to the right side. Spin off the initial tackler and finally get brought down. Andrew Phillips, the first man to make contact, and then Peyton Simon, the 5'11 senior, able to finish him off. But it's a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Give it to Hill right up the middle, and Hill with a big hole. Now it's foot race.
See you later.
And Hill will pull away at the goal line for the Doherty touchdown. 8:29 to go. So Doherty has scored twice in the first 3.5 minutes here in the second half.
Mr. Hill better be glad he didn't get a penalty flag on that play. A little taunting out there just before he crossed the goal line. But good run by Hill, and the Spartans now will see if they can increase this lead to 8.
Hill from 55-yard lines. Decker on for the extra point is up and good. No problem with the wind at this end for the Spartans. And just like that, they go from 3 turnovers in the first half to 2 touchdowns in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half. Whatever Dwight Hale said at halftime, he might have been channeling his old coach down at Mitchell, Tom Sandoval.
You know it.
Because the Spartans have responded with a 14-6 lead.
And part of that is right here, partner, as you see Mr. Hill, after he breaks through that first wave of Douglas County defenders, nobody back there fast enough to catch him. There right there is what I'm talking about. The could have been called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Got the hand out and taunting a little bit, but the official saw it a different way.
Those officials don't know a good showboat when they see it.
Well, that you know how they are. They can't see out of one eye and they blind in the other.
Well, you and I have done enough talking over the years decrying a little showboating by some players.
Indeed.
And we've been thanked by their parents for it.
Oh, more than once.
Deep kick by Decker. Stonebreaker back to the 2. Back to the center of the field. A nice seam. Another good return.
He still ain't got him down.
And down to the 28-yard line.
Well, now it's time to see what Douglas County's made of, partner. They've been smacked twice now. 2 quick touchdowns. They went from being up 6 to down 8. So we'll see how they're going to respond to this little bit of adversity on the road.
I don't see return yardage for Douglas County on their stat sheet, but I imagine Stonebreaker's got him a few yards in returns this year.
Oh, yeah. He looks like he's pretty efficient at returning kicks. Now, this might be offsides. I don't know. Let me see.
Could be motion on the...
Oh, they did call the motion on the offense. Okay.
Big left tackle getting a jump.
False start. Offense. 79, First down.
I think that was Eric Lott, the 6'2", 266-pound junior.
266 pounds starts moving. You can't hide that. There's something you can hide, but 266, that's not going to be hidden very well.
2nd and 15, 2-by-2 formation. Stonebreaker in the backfield, thrown in that middle screen. Again to Tucker Moore. And Moore picks up 18 and a first down out to the 42-yard line. So a lot of motion out of Douglas County. And it looks like they've thrown out of that formation and motion again. Graves 0 for 1 on the year. Otherwise, it's been Jackson 23 of 57 for 353. Now motion again. Fake it. Jackson rolling out to the near side. Loses his footing. And he'll go down back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of 5 and bring up 2nd and 15.
When I was down on the field earlier, that field was pretty dry. Haven't had any moisture in the area.
I was going to say, we had a couple mornings of dew, but nothing today. It was warm enough to keep the dew and the mist out of here.
Oh, wait a minute now. It wasn't that warm this morning. That was a little chilly this morning.
2 left, 2 right. Bring in this time. Give off in the formation. Spartans there. Keep it a gain of 2. Coming around, that was Amani Brown, the 5'7", 155-pound junior.
Sparty's playing a little defense tonight here, partner. Getting after it after that one play where they didn't tackle that resulted in a Douglas County touchdown, but Sparty's getting after it a little bit here.
Spartans looking for win number 1. Now last year they went 1-4 in the non-league portion of the schedule with an upset of Grandview. This year 0-5, looking to turn it around and go 4-1 or 5-0 here in league. I imagine Regis Jesuit is going to have something to say about that. As a short carry, pickup of about 6 on the play, going to leave it 4th and 6. And the punt unit back on for Douglas County.
I guarantee you Regis is going to have something to say about that. It's a pretty good football team.
But the Spartans making the playoffs last year at 5-5 by going 4-1 in league. They'll need to do something similar this year to try to make the playoffs. And this is the fake they've been setting up. Ball up in the air, almost caught by a lineman as Doherty was all over that. Anton Gilly was on the receiver. Talk about a mismatch. The intended receiver on that fake was J.J. Royna, the 5'11 sophomore.
Well, that's pretty good scouting on Doherty's part because they had that play set up pretty good, but you can see by the way Doherty was covering it that they were waiting on that play to happen.
So Doherty starts at the 46 of Douglas County. Hill breaking tackles. He'll be ahead for 12 and a Spartan first down.
Well, you get the feeling that he kind of got a 5-hour energy drink at halftime and came out here ready to rumble.
Gish with the keeper. Has some blocking on that right-hand side. He'll be ahead for a gain of about 7. 2nd and 3. 5:20 to go here in quarter number 3. Spartans have got 2 touchdowns in the quarter, looking for more as they lead 14-6. Give it to Hill off the left-hand side. Hill ahead down to the 23-yard line.
Got the first down anyway.
That'll be enough for a first down.
Well, that offensive line for Doherty's starting to fire out now and creating some gaps, allowing these guys to get upfield.
Warren, Grabe, Lopez, Anatoni, and Nebel after some shuffling this week in that offensive line. This is Hill around the right-hand side. He'll be tripped up down inside the 20. Getting over there for the defense was Case Linden and company. Linden, the nose tackle. 2nd and 7, and flag stop this play before it gets started. We will get word from Mark Van Gampler.
I'm talking it over right now. It looks like it'll be on Doherty. Looks like an equipment issue on Doherty. Or, well, let's see. Let's see. I don't know if it's an equipment issue.
Well, they had a player leave the field with a helmet.
Got a helmet issue, yeah. When they were reacting over there, I thought it might have been something else.
And that was Robert Crawford who left the field. And trying the right side, nothing doing there. Chris Cunningham, the defensive end, 6'2", 170, a senior, stops that play before it gets started with a little bit of help. Now 3rd and 7. Start Hill in motion, run Gish the other way.
Oh, that's nice.
Gish
play.
a nice dip in, dip out. He'll go out of bounds.
Get the defense going one way and come back the other. That's a nice play. Nice play.
And with the tackle, I think that is Royna. on the outside. Give it to Hill around the left-hand side. He finds a seam, dives it up. The initial contact by Peyton Simon. But Hill inside the 10, down to the 7. It's a gain of 5. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. 3:39 before the end of the third quarter. And Gish with a nice keeper works his way to the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Spartans. 3:30 to go, and Brady Gish with back-to-back two touchdowns here in the second half. The first one came from 9. This one came from 7. That is touchdown runs number 3 and 4.
And that's what happens when you can get that running game established. When you can fake, the extra point is up and good. When you can fake that and get that left side opened up like it was over there, that Douglas County defense has to respect Hill going to the right side. That's how the Spartans got into the end zone.
So what a turn of fortune for the Spartans here at halftime as you take a look at the replay.
So you watch, they're going to fake this to the right with Hill. So, and look at the Douglas County defenders. All eyes are heading right. In fact, they even tried to tackle Hill. That's how effective that fake was. And then Gish now is going to do the rest as he steps his way and then falls over the goal line to get a Spartan touchdown.
3 turnovers in the first half, 3 touchdowns in the second half. That's a heck of a halftime speech.
Well, I was going to say, you take the 3 touchdowns in the second half, but you're not too crazy about those 3 turnovers in the first half if you're in that Doherty coaching staff.
The 5A South League is made up of Regis Jesuit, who went 5-0 in non-league play, Legend, who went 5-0, Douglas County, who went 2-3, Fountain Fort Carson, who went 1-4, Chaparral and Doherty, who went 0-5. Stonebreaker breaks it on a fake reverse. Decker, the only man to stop him. Decker gets a hand on him, but Stonebreaker is going to go the distance. Touchdown, Douglas County. And that is a way to get some momentum back.
And no flags. First thing you look for when you see a runner break out like that. All right, let's see who got any flags. None on that play.
Tyler Stonebreaker going 90+ for the touchdown. Now let's see if Douglas County chooses to go for 2.
And they did.
It looks like they do.
They do.
To try to make it a 7-point game.
Well, wait a minute. We got the kicker out there, partner.
Oh, they do have the kicker out. I can't imagine not going for 2.
Well, I think I can make a case for going for 1 here, and I'll tell you after this kick.
And that kick in the south end is up and good.
See,
doing the kicking duties, that is Mantelli, and on his extra points, he is now 5 of 6.
Let's watch this kickoff return again, partner. Now the Spartans actually covered it pretty good at this point, but right here, when they didn't get the tackle on that fake, everything got kind of shifted out of order, and you had a running lane to get into. And right now, if you're running that football right now, and you see the kicker's the only one you have to beat, your eyes kind of light up a little bit, and you say, well, I got to get this touchdown, or I might not be able to go to school next week. The ribbing I'm going to get, letting the kicker get me. Well, good job by
Stonebreaker with the
to get that touchdown.
97-yard return. Took the ball at the 3, faked the reverse, and he's had a series of good returns on the Spartans, putting the Huskies in good field position the entire game. And for him to break one, not that surprising. So 21-13 is our score, still an 8-point advantage for the Spartans, but it is back to a 1-score game.
And that's why I was going to make mention why I said I think I would have went for that 1.2. A, you make it a one-score game. B, if you do get another touchdown, then you make the decision whether you want to go for 2 or not. Well, it's not really not a decision at that point. You're going to do it. But I like the fact that you keep it a one-score game as opposed to a two-score game.
6 seconds on that sprint down the field on the clock.
Now,
and on that kickoff, the Spartans will take it at the 20-yard line.
Now, the counter argument that somebody may have is, okay, what if you missed the kick? Oh, you got to take a chance. You got to take that chance. I mean, of the two, I think that's the lesser of two evils if you're talking about going for two or trying to get the one-point kick. So I like the call by Douglas County.
Becker in motion, give it to him on that reverse motion. Brandon Becker bowling his way up across the 25 out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 8, set up 2nd and 2. And the Spartans can erase that kickoff return for a touchdown by driving down and scoring again. And flag stop this play before it gets going.
Well, it wasn't a delay, so that's not it. Wow.
5-yard penalty results in a first.
So automatic first down due to penalty. That is the second first down by penalty that the Spartans have gotten. They had a personal foul, 15-yarder on their first possession. Now the defense rising up again. That is Cade Hughie. The outside backer getting in, stopping that play. Now Hill up the middle again. Picks all but 2 yards of it up. So a gain of 11.
Boy, that was a strong run.
It will be 3rd and 1. Straight up the middle again, and there is no deception right now to this Spartan offense. It's go fast and go right up the middle.
Yeah, fasten at him.
Hill ahead for another first down on a gain of 5. Ball at the 48 of Douglas County. And Hill this time is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Thrown down abruptly.
Is there a flag down there? I don't see one. No flags on
With
that
the
play.
tackle for Douglas County, that is Royna. And stopped in the backfield this time, that is Crawford. In on the tackle was Lars Chang into the ball game for the Huskies. Four-man front for the Huskies, trying to stop this running game. And an inside slant had a man wide open right through the hands. That was DeRivas. And now 4th and 11 as the Huskies rise up and make the stop here.
Yeah, I like the play call, though, partner. I like the play call.
Blaine Racine, the senior, will stand back at his 10. Gish stands at his 35. He'll get it away, wind at his back. Oh! And fumble on the muff punt. And the Spartans fall on top of it. Getting downfield and laying the hit on the returner for the Spartans was Seawright, Jaquay Seawright.
Well, my first question is, why didn't he call for a fair catch on this? Let's watch this kick. This is a high, effective kick into the wind, so you know that the defenders are coming down. Now, watch the returner here, folks. Does not call for the fair catch. Now, did he get there early, too, by the way? Let's see. Nope, the ball had
was
hit him.
skimming off on the muff before the hit by Seawright. Now the Spartans quickly up to the line.
He just simply misplayed that football. Hit him right in the chest.
Gish gives it off to Hill. It'll pick up 2.
He got hit.
Knifing in for Douglas County was Cage Huey. Give it to Hill around the right-hand side. He's going to be tripped up again. And that is J.J. Royna, the sophomore, 5'11", 182, making some plays here in this ball game.
Got a Husky down.
Be a loss of 1. On the field is Peyton Simon, the free safety for the Huskies, with his helmet off. Teams make their way to the sidelines to talk to their coaches.
And you obviously hope nothing more than maybe got the wind knocked out of him or something. Hopefully that's all there is to this. Training staff out there taking a look at him. Legs are moving.
With the stoppage of play, 21-13 in favor of the Doherty Spartans here, looking for their first win. Douglas County looking for the win to get back to 500, and more importantly, the big win. Let's take a look on the replay and see if we can
see what happened.
What happened here. And there he was, knifing through to get Hill by the leg.
Oh, he got bent. He got bent there, partner. Oh. And nice block there. It was a nice block, but he just got sandwiched between two Doherty defenders, and that's why he.
Is that Anatoni, the Spartan that he was tied up with?
Mm-hmm. We'll see if he can. They got him sitting up now, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
And folks, a lot of this is precautions. You when you go out, you don't know really what's going on with a player, so you take precautions and just make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be before you start having to move. And he's got some discomfort in that left leg, it looks like.
5'11", 140-pound senior, getting to his feet now. And he will make his way off the field with a little assistance from the trainer and one of the coaches.
Looks like that right leg, actually.
Weight on his right leg.
No weight at all on that right leg.
More importantly for the Spartans, it is 3rd and goal from the 11.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3rd. I think the chain gang took a break. 3rd and 10 from the 11. The Spartans can get the first down at the 1. Looking to rebound after giving up a touchdown and try to cash in. This is Brandon Becker inside the 5-yard line before he is knocked down.
Now you got a choice here if you're Doherty. Do you go for the touchdown or you kick a field goal? And then they're gonna go.
It is 4th and about 3. Becker with a straight keeper around the right-hand side, dives forward, keeps his feet, and into the end zone as this horn sounds to end the 3rd quarter. So the Spartans convert. Brandon Becker scores from 3 yards out to increase the Doherty lead to 27-13. And that is the answer after the turnover. Doherty has been able to cash on both turnovers. Actually, faking the punt is turning it over on downs, considered a turnover. So 3 turnovers cashed. And Decker with the extra point to make it 28-13, bumping the lead back to 15 and regaining some momentum.
Well, good call by the coaching staff. They go for it on 4th down to get the touchdown as opposed to the field goal. Would have made a two-possession game either way, but they wanted to make sure they got that touchdown back that they gave up on the kickoff. So Douglas County now is starting the 4th quarter. It's got a little bit of a hole to climb out of.
And we will switch ends of the field. And this is going to put the wind at the back of Douglas County for the 4th quarter. And Doherty is going to have the wind in its face on the offensive end.
Mm-hmm.
And the wind seems to have shifted more southerly from the easterly direction it was blowing earlier. So it truly is an advantage to the offense moving south to north here at Garry Berry Stadium. What a different game we've seen here in the second half, especially from the Spartans. It was 6-0 at half in favor of Douglas County, and they had sprung a 66-yard screenplay from Jackson to Graves. That was the only points in a fumble-filled first half for the Spartans. But now they have 3 fumbles in the first half and 4 touchdowns in the second half. And much better special teams coverage by the Spartans here, tackled at the 27-yard line. And with the return, that looked to be Spencer Graves, who has been the dangerous man for Douglas County here this afternoon. Two in the backfield as Sanchez is to the right of Jackson. 2 receivers to the right, looking to throw that middle screen. Good coverage by Doherty. Moore was the intended receiver, but that Doherty linebacking core and the lineman sniffed that one out, got a hand up. 2nd and 10 now.
You know, normally I say run a play until they stop it, but this one I think you want to stop running it because Doherty's got this one pretty much sniffed out. You might want to try something else and come back to that a little later.
11:47 left to go here in the ball game. Jet sweep with the give off is Jackson, and turning the corner and finally coming to make the tackle. That is Siffert, Logan Siffert. And Amani Brown, the 5'7" junior, with the carry. Pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Check that, 3rd and 2. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Jackson thinking about a draw straight up the middle, and the hesitation might have cost him the first down. He gets just across the 35. Gain of about a half yard, and that's going to leave 4th and 2 for the Huskies.
Yeah, you got to make that decision as a quarterback. Either you're going to run or you're going to stand there and throw, but you can't get in between. And that's exactly what he did on that play. He got in between. His namesake, Lamar Jackson, would not be happy with that play.
So 3 receivers to the left. Brown is the inside man. He'll come in motion. Fake the jet sweep, throw the little screen, and the tackle is made instantly. Ball comes loose. But the tackle is made, and that is going to be a big stop by this Doherty defense. On the play for the Spartans, a pair of Spartans, Crossett and Garcia. And that little wide receiver screen snuffed out by the Spartans. So for the second time here in the second half, Douglas County turns it over on downs. And Doherty in great field position at the 35-yard line. Good open field tackle by the Spartans.
You just wonder, was it too early to go for that one instead of punting, giving Doherty this great
back,
field
throwing
position?
the home run ball down the right-hand side. Great adjustment. Catch is made inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. And that is Derubis. So Derubis with a Doherty first down. Now the handoff to Hill, straight up the middle. And Hill is into the end zone for the touchdown. His second of the game. And with 10:32 to go in the fourth quarter, Doherty has cashed another turnover, and they lead 31-13. Looking for win number 1. Both teams full timeouts as Decker tries it from this end of the field. And Gaborik Decker is perfect on the day. 5 for 5.
35-13.
It is 35-13.
Yeah, 35-13 is the score.
5 touchdowns with 5 extra points
Right.
is 35.
Right.
My math is correct, or my partner's math is correct. 35-13 is the score.
Now here's Douglas County's situation. Both teams still have 3 timeouts remaining. No timeouts been taken here in the second half. You got 10 minutes on the clock. You're down 3 touchdowns. Your offense has been a lot of running. Running usually won't get you 3 touchdowns in 10 minutes. Usually, especially if you're in the fourth quarter and your running game hasn't gotten you that much up until this point. So I think now you got to, if you're Douglas County, you got to start considering putting that football up in the air, and you just don't know how effective Al Jackson can be throwing the football. So we'll see.
Decker to put a foot into it, and he will squib it down. This is Stonebreaker. Doherty being very careful, and Stonebreaker is ushered to the ground inside the 20-yard line, and that is Seawright with the tackle. So after giving up the 97-yard touchdown on the deep kick, the Spartans squib one down there and keep Stonebreaker from getting a head start. They will spot it at the 18 and a long field for Douglas County.
And the special team coach says, I dare you to let them do that again. He challenges your manhood a little bit.
Jackson back to pass, nice pocket across the middle, plenty of time. And the reception is made by Tucker Moore. Garcia had the coverage. It'll be a first down for Douglas County.
And I'm not surprised they're throwing that football, like I said earlier, partner. Running is not going to get you back into this football game. You better toss that thing around a little bit.
Gain of 15. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. There is a flinch by the middle of the offensive line. That is going to back them up 5.
Snap infraction. Number 68 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So back it up 5, make it first and 15 from the 28-yard line. Again, this the first half of our doubleheader here tonight on the District 11 channel and our social media platforms. Second game is Grand Junction Central against Coronado. Coronado with a big win over Palmer to get off the schneid and into the win column. They'll look to improve to 2 and 3. And Jackson in a big hurt in the backfield, and he will go down. Getting through is A.J. Tracy, the senior, with his second sack of the game. And Jackson getting up a little gingerly here.
It's one of those where old Deacon Jones, now there's another name to Google. He said the Rams' motto was, I'll meet you at the quarterback. And that looked like a jailbreak there for Doherty, as they had about 3 or 4 linemen around Jackson at that point.
Second and 23. Jackson rolling out, pressure coming again. And it's feeding season on Jackson. The Spartans pinning their ears back and just keep coming. This one's going to take them back inside the 15, back to the 13, and a loss of 8. That is going to bring up 3rd and 35. Spartans having fun playing with this big lead, 35-13 here in the fourth quarter. Dwight Hale allowing the defensive coordinator to turn his squad loose. 3 receivers to the left in the formation. Jackson back. Plenty of time now. Up the seam and just out and beyond the reach of the intended receiver. Nice attempt. That was Xander Johnson, the 5'9" senior wide receiver, running a deep post off the left-hand side.
Boy, I thought he had him too. It looked like that play was developing really well. Just a step behind was the receiver.
Well, let's see if they decide to kick it away, and they will on 4th and 35. A little bit too much to pick up when you've turned it over on downs twice here in the second half.
Well, not only that, you're on the 15-yard line. You don't want to give Doherty that kind of field position in case you miss it.
There is that rugby-style run-up, and a fair catch called for this time, and then Hill lets it hit.
No, you never let the ball hit the ground.
And this is going to take a Douglas County roll back to the 24-yard line. And that is where the Spartans will start. That cost them about 20 yards, did it, the Spartans?
Cost them a little more than that.
But, partner, after you've cashed on a muff kick at the other end, the last thing you want to do is return that favor. So, yeah, never let it hit the ground, but that was a smart play by Hill because he was surrounded by White.
Yeah, he had a fair catch signal, though. So they wasn't going to hit him. He did make that play, but
8:12 to go. The Spartans start with it at the 25-yard line. And the give off on an end around will be good for about 3 yards. That is Umberhagen. Second and 6. Quick pass out to Umberhagen on the left-hand side, and he's going to be up close to the sticks.
I think he got it.
Move it ahead for another first down.
Got about half a football, looks like. Well, wait a minute. Okay, all right.
So just across the 35-yard line, and it is a first down.
I saw Mark Van Gampley run in, and I thought he was going to
Two receivers to the right, give it to Hill off the left-hand side. And Hill will spin his way ahead for a gain of 8, bring up second and 2.
Boy, that's good running. That was just good running there.
And they have got to be putting a wear down on Chris Cunningham, Case Linden, Andrew Ameo, that defensive front for Douglas County now. And here's another big run. And Paul up in the air and picked out of the air. This is Bobby Esperanza for the Huskies. And Esperanza gets it back across the 45. So another fumble. Doherty was having its way here in the second half. But another fumble, and that is fumble number 6, I believe.
It's not the first time they've done this now. See, they got a hand in there. I think it was 49. Could be wrong about that number. Maybe 46, actually. But anyway, he got a hand in there, stuck his hand in there, was able to get that ball out. And the officials are talking about something right now. I can't imagine what that would be. Let's see if Mark Van Gam's going to tell us. Little use of hands.
It'll be first down, Douglas County.
Huskies. So that'll push them back
them up into their own end of the field. 5 fumbles for the Spartans. They have lost 4. 2 of them in the red zone. Well, 3 of them in the red zone, but they got back on top of 1. 5 fumbles tonight for the Spartans, and you're up 35-13. Now a deep shot down the right-hand side. That's to Siffert's side of the field.
And Jackson's slow getting up, but he does get up.
Logan Siffert in coverage for the Spartans.
And I'll tell you what, I don't care if you're up by 3 touchdowns or none. If you don't have coaching staff over at Doherty, there's going to be some talking about those turnovers.
And Jackson to the sidelines, warily, going to bring up second and 10.
It's like
Stonebreaker into the huddle late. Will they go to Wildcat here and just snap it straight to Stonebreaker?
That's like they're going to do, yeah. And we got timeout Douglas County.
Timeout Douglas County. Now you can get Jackson back in there. Antoine Jackson coming warily to the sidelines. Cost them the timeout. That is the first and the second half for Douglas County. So 2 remaining and 3 for the Spartans. And if you're watching on one of our social media platforms or on the internet, thank you so much for the tune in. Barry Reed and Walt Johnson. And if you like what you see, remember to subscribe and like this coverage on YouTube and Facebook. And this is game 1 of a doubleheader. We invite you to stick around for the Grand Junction Central Warriors against the Coronado Cougars in 4A action. The last non-league game before the Cougars get underway in the league play. But the story here, 6:59 left to go in the fourth quarter, and the Spartans with 5 second-half touchdowns. Lead 35-13. The only scoring in the entire game for Douglas County came on 2 long plays, a 66-yard screen that they hit for to lead 6-0 at half, and then the Stonebreaker 97-yard kickoff return. And Jackson will make his way out of bounds at the 45. That'll be a loss of 1. In the area, that is A.J. Tracy. And the other Spartan in the area was Levi Worrell. So one of those is going to get credited with a sack.
Closest man, we'll get credit for that.
We'll say it was Tracy. Three receivers to the right. Brown, the inside man in the slot. Tight end to the left. Bring Brown in motion. Reset him in the slot. Lead blocker for Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker is going to get tripped up on the play. A.J. Tracy teaming up again with Worrell. Gain of 4. 4th and 7.
Now you have no choice. You have to go for it here with 6:27 left in this football game. Lights have been turned on at the ball yard, even though we got plenty of sunshine left, in anticipation of our next contest.
This drive started for Douglas County at the 45 of the Spartans. Been a penalty, took them back. Now Jackson in trouble, good pursuit, and he is going to go down again.
The ball came out. Was he down already?
Ball came out, it was 4th down, so it'll be a turnover regardless.
Yeah.
A.J. Tracy in the vicinity again.
He's had a pretty good game tonight.
He really has. Roberto Lopez, the senior, in on the tackle as well. The changes made by this Spartan offense and defense, especially on the front, pretty impressive for this game. But they've got the rest of the league. And we are going to have this play stopped as the right side of the Doherty Spartan line got a little bit anxious.
2-yard penalty remains 1st down.
Anatoni, another one of those big bodies. This one for the Spartans, big number 77 there with the Troy Polamalu hair.
Yeah.
He got going a little early. 1st and 15. Give it to Hill. Hill slowed down there. First man through, Cade Hewley. Now Huey off the field with Andrew Phillips. The middle linebackers changing out. Douglas County has done a great job of rotating the defense today, trying to keep fresh bodies. It worked for the first half, but the second half, the Spartans have come out with a better game plan. Becker in motion, fake it to him, give it to Hill up the middle. Hill's going to stretch across the 50, pick up about 3, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 11 as they spot the ball back at the 49.
Whatever the Spartan coaches said at halftime, both the offense and the defense took heed to it, because obviously the defense hasn't allowed a point. That kickoff return is a special teams issue. The defense has played well, and the offense putting 35 points on the board has played pretty well.
Gish with the fake to Becker. Route keeps it around the right-hand side. Following a blocker downfield, he'll finally be ushered out of bounds. Tyler Rigby, the senior, 5'7", 155 with the tackle, but it'll be enough for a 1st down and more for the Spartans down to the 36-yard line.
Closing in on 4.5 minutes left in this game, partner.
Spartans were able to move the ball in that first half. The only problem was the 3 turnovers and the 2 fumbles inside the red zone, 1 at the goal line, kept them from having a lead at the half. And here is Hill with a big hole off the left-hand side. Breaks a tackle, cuts back inside at the 5. Did he step out or did he stay in? The signal.
And a flag.
We do have a flag back at the 24-yard line, but I was looking for the signal from the officials downfield. Looked like he might have stepped out about the 5.
Holding Doherty.
But holding's going to bring it back. Beaten on the corner was Bobby Esperanza as he came up to try to tackle Hill.
Holding,
it's all
offense,
coming
number
back.
87.
Spartan
10 yards
band
to the
didn't
spot of the
realize
foul.
that they were
First down.
calling that play back as they were playing the victory march.
Four minutes and 10 seconds to go in the ball game. Doherty trying to achieve win number 1 here and go 1-0 in league. Give it to Hill. 2 hands on the, or check that. That is not Hill, that is Crawford. Crawford 2 hands on the football, not wanting to cough it up again.
I was going to say, whoever it was, you called it right. There, they got that hand around that football, doing well.
Gain of 2, bring up 3rd and 5.
Oh, boy.
And going down in a heap. Big play by Tyler Rigby, the senior again. That's going to be a loss all the way back to the original line of scrimmage to 35, so a loss of 4. It's going to bring up 4th and 10.
Don't want to see this, partner. We got a
medical situation
crew
somewhere. In
well, we got the player that went off the field. They're coming to take a look at him, and don't like to see those flashing lights. That's not a good thing.
Around their left-hand side, this is Crawford. Crawford looking to pick up the first down. Got down to the 26, needed the 25. It'll be 4th and 1.
Like Peyton Simon's going to get some attention on the sideline. Doherty lines up for a field goal.
Gaborik Decker, this would be from 42, but it's going to fall about 7 yards short into the end zone. So a missed field goal, and the Huskies will take over. 2:50 left, and they trail by 22 points. So a missed field goal for the Spartans after having such great success on their first handful of drives. I believe they scored on their first 5 drives, or 4 drives, here in the second half. Douglas County taking over at the 20-yard line.
2:50 left in the game.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, throwing that little screen. This is Graves, and a big hole up the seam. Good blocking. Spencer Graves broke this one for a touchdown 66 yards earlier. This one is going to get stopped up after a gain of 44. But it'll be a first down into Palmer, and flag on the play. Holding against the Huskies.
Oh, boy.
Will bring it all back.
Nothing is just deflating as making a big play like that and then see that yellow hanky on the field. And it all comes back.
In the back, offense number 65. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, repeat, first down.
So Mark Van Gampler corrects me, not holding, but an illegal block in the back. Move the ball back to the 13-yard line. That will bring up 2nd and 17. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for Jackson. Bring Graves in motion, in trouble, and going down again is Jackson.
Didn't have a chance on that play, partner.
Celine Franz, the senior, getting into the sack action. for the Spartans. Sack takes it back inside the 10, back to the 8. And it will be 2nd and 22. Now a little help for Jackson in the backfield. From his end zone, trying to throw the little screen, and it will be bounced to the intended receiver, Stonebreaker. Incomplete, bring up 3rd and 22. Inside of 2 minutes, 1:53.
We got to report it, unfortunately. Ambulance has shown up for the young man for Douglas County. So hopefully this is all precautionary stuff here and nothing that is going to be too serious.
3rd and 22. 2 men in the backfield surrounding Jackson. Fake to give to Stonebreaker. Jackson will keep it, and he will go down for another loss. Or no, now they'll mark him back at the line of scrimmage, the 8. Thought they got him back at the 6. So it will be 4th and 22.
When you go on the road, partner, one of the things you want to do is you want to leave together and come back together. And if you don't want to leave any of your guys where you were on that road trip. So hopefully this young man will be fine.
Punt formation, Hill stands at the Douglas County 45. There is the kick, taken on the fly, back at the 46. Coming
Nice
to the
coverage.
right side, but good coverage downfield, making the tackle. That is Dominic Sanchez, the 5'10 senior, playing fullback today and special teams. Doherty will start with it at the 42-yard line. 1:05 to go, leading by 22. 2 timeouts left for Douglas County. Expect victory formation for the Spartans and a jubilant celebration on the far side. That looks like the Jenkins Middle School band over there in the
Actually, you're
stands.
right. You're absolutely right.
So one of the feeder middle schools, as Brody Gish gets into victory celebration or victory formation. Brody Gish, of course, went to Jenkins Middle School.
That's right.
Was a star on their basketball team in the middle school classics. So appropriate that Gish will hear his former middle school band. Timeout taken by Doherty here before they get things started. 1:05. Coaches out on the field.
I wish we had more information. We could.
And there is the Jenkins band, the Jaguar band, playing there at their feeder school, the Doherty Spartans, and a big win for Doherty here today. They will improve to 1-5, but 1-0 in league, looking to repeat last year's success. And we'd like to welcome back Bill Beagle, one of our longtime freelancers here on our football productions. And let's take a look at the end of this.
And Bill can still get out of the way with the best of them as he scrambled out of bounds or as that play came toward him.
I was wondering why the replay, but after seeing Bill's nimble feet, now that explains
I tell you
it.
what, yeah.
And victory formation for the Spartans inside of a minute now. They'll be able to take this down to about 25 seconds before they have to take another snap. For Douglas County, they will drop to 2-4 on the season, 0-1 in league. But for the coaches and the players right now, this game is in the book. They're more worried about their teammate and brother down there on the field. Inside of 20 seconds now. And the Doherty Spartans jubilant on the far side, the student section that made it out here tonight. They came out and they cheered on a big win for the Spartans. Inside of 5 seconds now. And there is the final horn here at Garry Berry Stadium. The final today, the Doherty Spartans 35 and the Douglas County Huskies 13. For the Media Production Services Department, for my partner Walter Johnson, I am Barry Reed. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast with the Facebook and YouTube feeds as well as the District 11 channel. This will replay and live on. If you want to recatch it, you can do so. We appreciate the tune in. And remember, like and subscribe District 11 on Facebook and YouTube. Good night, everybody. Come back in about an hour. We will have Grand Junction Central and Coronado teed up and ready to go here from Garry Berry Stadium. Good night.